GotFrag.com.
Yeah, and it looks like our second map's going to be Inferno. Both teams starting to set up here right now for that. It looks like there's a little bit of a disagreement on what side is going to be taken first. Everybody's joining the defensive side. It looks like we're probably going to have PK on that defensive side, though, the way they've switched. So we'll see and let you know how that plays out. Again, first map, EMG wins 16-5. We're going to the second map here on Inferno, and we'll be keeping track of that. And again, second match coming up later today, scheduled for 3 local time in Vegas, 2 local time in Vegas, 3 here where we are
in beautiful Arizona, and it's going to be 5 on the East Coast.
That's correct. I always let you do the East Coast.
It's all right, man.
Even though I'm from there. I don't know why. But 5 o'clock on the East Coast, so stick around, and we will have that match for you. And then again tomorrow, we will have the championship match brought to you at 5 again on the East Coast. And then on the West Coast or 3 o'clock on the East Coast will be the first match, which will be the 3rd, 4th place runoff game to decide who gets to be the losers in his video cards.
Hey, man, video cards are pretty awesome.
Pitch the game for your video cards. Evolution looks like he's ready to rock and roll. He could picking up 2 frags there in pregame.
Hey man, look, don't get in the bad habit that some people from like TSM would do.
I'm not shoutcasting it. I was just looking for a segue into the match because we went from us to that, and it was on there. So I was like, all right, I'll cast the segue.
I think the key thing to that last match was Evolution's stop on the pistol round that made that pistol round so devastating. His ability to just say, look, come out there, stall the attack, and then force them to go outside and just not let Phrenetik get anything going was, I think, the key to, that second half being so lopsided.
Okay, and again,
so, do you
agree? Absolutely. I think that, I think Steno coming out early was a big part of that. But then after that, we didn't see Fear flanking a lot. I think that was an important factor. Fear wasn't nearly as successful in the flanks in those last the last 4 or 5 rounds, and that basically allowed, and again, partly because the strong aggressive rushes up top were working so well, and he had to flank sooner, so he wasn't able, he had to rotate sooner, so he wasn't able to flank. But again, without that, there was a lot of opportunity for EMG to basically roll those guys in upper. I think he needed stronger performances from Amico, specifically, and again, some of his fellow Sinister, for example, in that upper bomb site to play better, and they just simply didn't.
Well, and too, on top of that, I think, as it becomes, if he's playing more and more, it becomes clear that, Sinister and Fear are their T-star players on the team, and they're kind of like the crutch of this team, and they really need these up-and-coming guys to really kind of come out of their shell. We've seen flash of their talent, we've seen flash of their skills, but they just really haven't kind of built on that kind of repeatedly just playing well. They just need more time together. They need more big game experience. They need, unfortunately, it's just not as easy to kind of get that experience as it was years ago. So now it's just waiting for those guys to finally kind of come out of their shell, kind of play, kind of get used to that thing.
So what are you looking for out of PK here in order for them to be successful here on Inferno? So let's assume for a second that this was the map that PK chose in this tournament. Well,
if this is the map that PK chose, I'm going to say that I would expect Fear to play Fear or Sinister, but more than likely Fear. He seems to be the guy that likes to be playing by himself more often. So you're going to see Fear probably playing the banana bomb site by himself or with Amico as backup, and probably or even further back. I would stick Fear in there by himself. This is a bomb site that one man can play and shut it down if he has a playstyle like Fear. And then I would stack, Sinister, who seems to enjoy opping on that towards spawn side of middle. And then, CFX and XBT stick them in the pit and watching the halls on the right side of mid and, have some kind of teamwork thing going on there. And, that's, if I was PK, that's how I would set this up based on my kind of where these guys' chemistry, like the fact that, Sinister, XBT, and CFX live together. Of granted, they're not. I mean, it's not a communication issue now, but I think the fact that they have that kind of camaraderie, that communication, that kind of individual.
It's natural to bunch them up when it comes to strategies because they're sitting next to each other when
at
you're
home,
organizing those strategies.
At home, but also, they talk to each other on a regular basis, so there's got that kind of chemistry that goes with being friends.
Well, so let's try this setup. Let's try that setup while they're eating, dinner or whatever. So yeah, it definitely makes sense from that point of view.
But I would expect EMG to come out hard and hit the banana bomb site early and often, simply because they're that kind of get-in-your-face fraggers. And they know that, look, you hit there often, they're going to have to rotate somebody over there, and then that opens up the netted bomb site for their attacks, and just so on and so forth. So if they were to hit that banana site early, and they would be successful there, then it just opens up the rest of the map to them, because they're going to be so concerned about that banana bomb site. All right, so let's take a. We'll just kind of show you that on the telestrator here real quick. Right here is where we're talking about. This is the banana bomb site, and this is the netted bomb site right here. And the major concern is that the problem is for this map is very similar to Dust 2 in that the time it takes to go from the sites is very short for the T's, but for the CTs it is much longer. Kind of see how that works out. It kind of looks like a smiley face there. I don't know. But point being is that...
Wow, I can't believe you just did that.
Sorry. But the point being is that rotation is difficult. So if you can get an extra guy to shade over from here to cover over to... to cover over to the banana bomb site to help out with Fear and help out with the other guy covering here, because they're so worried about that site, it gives EMG the perfect opportunity to hit this site because hit the netted site because they're so worried about what's going on at the banana site. So that is what I'm looking for. That's, I think, going to be what they're probably going to do out the gate.
I think, you talk about the rotations, and we've seen a lot of teams play Inferno throughout the years, and a guy like a great example is Steel was one of the best players I've ever seen at doing those rotations, and I think that sometimes it's just a matter of having a player that just naturally can react to what his teammates are saying and have a sense for the game well enough to know to react back and forth, and a guy like maybe Steno is a great example of somebody who may be able to do that. So I think it's going to be interesting to watch both PK and EMG and see if one of those players can stand out to say, hey, I'm going to rotate, and be in the right position at the right time. So that's important.
Well, it's some players have a sixth sense, like they're able to determine
exactly
when something's going to happen. And if we start seeing, EMG, well, it looks like EMG is on the CT side and not the T side. But I'm still expecting PK to do that same thing and hit that banana site, simply because you got to open it up. You got to make them think that banana site is open. I mean, is an open target. A lot of people try to shy away from that because it's so difficult to get in there. The flashes, it's close quarter combat, people hide in corners, and so if you don't, run in there and hit that often and keep them thinking, keep them guessing, a lot of people stick a guy there and they wait and they rotate back to it. Well, if you're taking it and it's becoming a liability to your team, you're going to send more people there, and by doing such, it just becomes a problem, and it becomes a total distraction for the team. It opens up that other bomb site.
Yeah, so again, we're waiting here I'm trying to, let me sneak in here real quick and see what the current situation is. We do have all 5 guys for both teams available. No ready-ups yet, so obviously waiting for something on site there at CES. Again, they're at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, surrounded by a huge trade show that's going on, doing their best to provide us some great action, and we had some good early moments there, some great plays by Asian in the first map. Steno and Fear all playing very well, and here we are about to go live as the teams ready up. Looks like, again, like you said, EMG on the defensive side, PK on the offensive side, and looking for how PK is going to come out and play this. We talked a lot about how PK would play this defensively, and they switched sides on us. But, again, both the rules apply the same way for EMG on the defensive side.
Interesting.
It looks like we have Asian and Nothing on the same side. So they're putting the 2 new players for EMG on the same side.
I would say they're putting their 2 strongest pure fraggers on the same side as well. Here they come. They kind of snuck up, and now they're going to hit the banana site hard.
Looks like PK coming up strong with Amico trailing with the bomb, and they got halfway up and decided let's take a second look at this.
The double fake thing
never works.
No, it really never does.
And the fact that Sinister's got 2 HP kind of is a testament to that, although he does pick off Evolution with a nice headshot. Now he's going to run back. Looks like they went back middle, got denied. Now EMG knows where it's going to go. They're moving. Asian quickly rotating to help out Nothing. And it looks like 3-on-2 right now, and it's quickly going to be a 4-on-2 as Asian.
They have just managed to... Nothing has got a great shot there. They just managed to stall the attacks. And
I don't know if it's so much a stall or just undecisiveness.
Well,
from
it could be
PK.
indecisiveness, but it could also be stalling. So the combination there, whatever it slowed them down,
a couple of good flashes,
took them out.
So yeah, definitely EMG blunting the first rush or potential rush to Banana, then PK falling back into mid, getting absolutely dominated by some nice fire from that middle area with that long-range USP, forced PK to go back into the Banana. They got destroyed. And Asian picking up a grenade an ace with a kills from the USP, or I think the M4 on the first time, on both ends of a 3-frag grenade.
That was ugly.
So Asian picking up an ace early on. He's going to jump out to a huge 7-0 score. Nobody else in the server has anything more than 1 frag. So again, 2-0 right now as EMG jumping out to an early lead. Probably going to have another save yet. So Deagle's here from PK from the third round. They'll probably try to buy the next round. So this round's potentially a throwaway. Again, Deagles is a good opportunity to get a few lucky headshots, pick up some guns from the EMG side, their M4s, and hopefully turn them against them.
Yeah,
and that's a great example right there.
Drops. Che was trying to spam from the halls into the guys on the stairs, and Evolution picks up a frag. Che is fighting people in these halls here. Lots of flashes. Oh, picks up the headshot through the wall there. Great positional play from Che. Picks up the bomb.
Looks like we've got Amico's got two Deagle headshots here, providing the lone hope in a 3-on-1 situation for PK. He's been the only one hitting his shots with those Deagles.
Run to the hills, my friend. Run to the hills. Get out of there. Hide in the banana bomb site.
I think he's concerned that Asian's a lot closer to him than he thinks, and Asian is right there around the corner. He wasn't there a couple seconds ago when Mark said to run. That's surprising that he actually didn't die there, because Asian got a few shots on him.
And peeking there, I think, is just such a bad idea, because look, if he wins this, I'll eat crow. But to peek out here and try to win this when you should be saving this op and saving it for a rainy day, it's probably because it's really hard when they're playing that passive to actually kind of win the round.
Yeah, I mean. Not a horrible decision in my opinion, but at the same time, you're right. It is a foolish one. It was a risk that maybe was unnecessary, but again, they forced them into that situation. Some strong play from Che right here, put them in this position. Again, a nice little through the wall shot right here, nice headshot, and then he comes back in and gets another one.
The follow-up on the bomb carrier is the most important part, because it set that round and really kind of negated Amico's hard work.
Yep, definitely put Amico in the defensive and forced him to come after them later on. And Evolution getting another pick there. That was actually in the middle on one of the guys in one of the sand pits, and Evolution shooting down from right there, basically above where we're seeing these guys set up.
Right, and they're boosting into the balcony now. 2 players, CFX and Sinister, while XPT and Amico are now pushing up halls. They've lost Fear, who's been one of their stronger players, but Naz picks up Sinister in the balcony area, and now Naz again picking up CFX.
That's a strong play right there. Naz and Che with double stacking in the big pit right there.
Yeah, Naz threw in a flash and Che ran in right after it, but Amico picks up 2. That was through the wall.
That was the second one through a wall, and Amico getting picked off, though, by Evolution, who started the round with an op shot, ended it with another op shot, but Amico's been the only player from PK who's done anything. He's 5-4 right now, while the rest of his team is either 0-4 or 1-4, so definitely Amico, the one carrying the action so far for PK, while on the other side, aside from the ace from Asian, everybody from EMG's been being pretty solid.
Right, and they need to be able to tap into that magic too. And I was saying they need to hit that banana site, get things going, and get people looking there. And they have yet to do that. They're just kind of like all over the place.
So Deagles again for PK. Well, one of them with a Glock, but Amico, who's been the star so far with 5 frags for that side, has enough money to buy a Deagle. The rest of his team saving, well, not all of them saving, as Sinister picks up a Deagle shot there on Evolution. That drops an op for them as they try to rush, collapse the main bomb site there from 2 different sides, coming in from that left side, as you can see, and from the right side, but they weren't able to do it.
I have to say, Che has been playing very intelligently. He's always holding there on that hallway, and the bomb usually goes there, and as soon as he sees the bomb, he's holding firm.
1 HP there for CFX, and he was in trouble as he had guys on both sides again.
But an amazing save. I mean, they got it down to 2 players.
Yeah, normally a save is effective if you can take out 2 players, and the third is a bonus. In that situation, they did get 3, so great job by PK on a save round that they can hopefully build from here as they're down 5-0. But again, they tried to hit that from both sides. The guys in the hallway weren't able to be successful, though. So again, capitalizing on that save round, they come out with 2 early frags. It looked like EMG went aggressive, pushing in the middle.
They're playing very aggressive, kind of pushing up on the guys, but it looks like PK was waiting for it and took out Che in the middle. They took down 2 of the EMG guys pushing down from the middle, but nothing took out Fear by Banana, so now it's the 3 guys underneath Sniper versus 2 EMG players, Asian and nothing. Oh, Asian goes down in the hallways. PK knows that it's clear, and they're going to
risky. I don't like what Asian did there. I mean, he maybe shouldn't have pushed up there. PK pushed the action and was able to take him out, but this left it open now as PK is going to move in here and take a plant, and that leaves nothing in a clutch situation. He's a 2-on-1 here with the bomb down.
Hey, if I had one player on EMG to be in this situation, it would be nothing.
Ooh, but you know what? That's a tough positioning right there. 2-on-1 in that situation. One of the tough problems with Inferno, especially like you talked about early on about the long rotations, but because what adds to that is not only is it long rotations, but these bomb sites are very hard to take. There's a lot of places to hide in them. There's a lot of places to check, and that really stalls the push and the
not
distance.
Only that, but you can get into those halls so easily from so many different ways that it's really easy to kind of.
And it's true of both the upper banana bomb site that you saw on that overhead and the inner bombs, or the main bomb site too. So again, it looks like we've got he's probably got an op there. Again, Mark pointing out that he's got a Deagle there, but he may have an op as well. I can't imagine that they're already out of money. They only lost 1 round, but maybe it's possible.
Well, they might be doing a preemptive save just in case.
True. That's possible.
Or catch him off guard because that last round didn't work.
So here we go right now, pushing out. It looks like they're going to attack the main bomb site yet again. Evolution, Asian, and
They're
Che.
definitely saving here.
You're right,
Eagles.
they are saving. That's a good call right there. Good catch. As EMG, again, like I said, Che, Asian, and Evolution in this main bomb site. But Naz and accompanied by Nothing have pushed all the way up in the banana bomb site. Look like they went based on spawns. Those 2 guys have pushed all the way up in the banana and are ready for a quick flank here.
Yeah, Fear picks up a frag on Evolution, and now they're kind of crushing onto the site. CFX takes down Asian. Che, the frag on CFX, and now it's Anarchy.
Yeah, it looks like the last member left alive is Nothing, as the quick flank from Naz did not work. Looks like he moved in. He's going to fall back. I think he grabbed a gun.
Nice little inter-team love there. And now it's the final hunt for Nothing as he's sitting underneath the middle there with the cold. He picks off Sinister, but yeah, even if he got Fear, it was that was over.
So again, 5-2 score as 2 straight rounds for PK have managed to push this back. Again, I'm surprised that it was a save round there. They should have had enough money to buy again, but obviously the strong play on that 1 save round, taking out 3 guys, really hurt.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was a preemptive save.
It probably was preemptive. They probably could have bought. They just wouldn't have had everything, but like we said, those 3 guys dying in that 1 round probably
here they're
cost
coming
them.
into the B site. Looks like they're saving again.
Yeah, again, a second save. That's interesting. Quick rush here into the site as Amico is in our view. And it looks like we've got 2 guys left for EMG, and they're going to be rushing back, flanking here from the alley, or from the banana bomb site, excuse me. That's an interesting back-to-back save.
Maybe they just lost too many
Well,
guns.
they lost way too many guns early on, like we talked about. Oh, wow, nice little headshot there. Last glimmer of hope as Sten tried to come in, but was taken out by Sinister.
I'm kind of confused as why they've been saving so much. I mean, they've lost a lot of guns. Maybe they're just their money management's been poor.
They had that really good save round that cost them 3 weapons right there. That's basically like a full. That's like a full buy again. And then we had a couple of earlier rounds where they got a few guns, they lost 2. So, just enough over and over again. Maybe they put them in a bad situation. Either way, that's well played by PK.
Maybe that preemptive save that they were
was a full save.
Well, I mean, no, maybe they bought too much on that and
Deagle armor.
Yeah,
that's a potential possibility. So right now, Asian and Nothing set up there in the banana site, challenged by Fear all alone as he continues to put pressure and keep them back. We saw them press the last 2 rounds during saves, so Fear preemptively keeping them from pushing up yet again, while the rest of his team, the 4 members, are pushing on the main bomb site with Evolution there in the middle watching the advance.
And Che is changing it up. Before he was playing inside the halls. Now he's playing kind of back towards the site, watching the halls from a distance. There goes Naz picking up the first frag on Sinister, but he got just ganged up on there. And Che, from a distance with Evo, is just lighting people up.
Looks like Evolution fell down in that small pit there. He's joined by Che, who's right there, and Nothing is in the U hallways. Asian is now on the flank. It's 2 members left alive for PK, CFX, and Amico. Amico is right now in the big bomb site, as you saw, and he just takes out Nothing. And now it's 2-on-3, or 2-on-1, or 3-on-1, excuse me, as the teammate of Amico dropped right before that.
Right, and the thing is that PK needs to hit their sights, get the bomb planted, and, boom, go in. They stall, and EMG is going to rotate.
Yep.
And that's what happened here.
So taking out the last member there is a 3-on-1 situation, able to get the guy all the way up in the hallway and flank him while he was in that big pit, and he had no chance there. So EMG picking up that round, making it 6-3, as the 3-round winning streak for PK comes to an end, and EMG gets back on the board.
I think PK would be a much closer game if XBT was doing a little bit more in the fragging department. Right now he's 1-7. He needs to start getting on the scoreboard a little bit more often, just to help his team out. The rest of his guys are going toe-to-toe with EMG.
Yeah, so again, they're boosting into that, into the window right there, as you can see them moving up. Again, they're not putting the bomb up there, which is smart, because if it drops up there or they get counter-rushed, they're screwed. But they are moving XBT up there with the bomb into the hallways. But Fear, in an important development, got pushed on by Nothing and Asian, basically eliminating the entire banana bomb site and allowing Asian to flank really quickly, and it looks like they're going to attack this site.
And Naz and Che shut down the hallway, and then Che cleans up the remaining mess. So, I mean, just Che and Naz and Steno have been doing a very great job of shutting down that hallway and that left middle. They've had maybe 1 or 2 times that they kind of slipped up there that they were saving.
It's good awareness by EMG, because you saw that their 2 players in the banana moved up, pushed up, and took out Fear, and knew that was empty. That means that they were setting up for a rush. So instead of allowing them to rush, they preemptively attacked them. Quick rush here of PK with Deagles. Looks like it's a save round. Asian getting taken out, but he has basically already done his work. 3 guys before that, and the last 2 members of PK are finished up by Nothing and Steno.
They need to go to that site when they're on a
with
full
guns.
buy, because the only time they've really gone there is pistol rounds and saving.
Well, but do you really want to attack
because
Nothing and Asian?
Because you have to keep them off guard. I mean,
that's true.
Maybe not full attack, but you have to keep them knowing that, hey, there's someone there, or put someone on
the flank. Look what's happened now. Asian's all alone in banana because they're not respecting it.
Nothing is playing aggressive in the middle. It gets taken out early. That's a strange play.
Yeah, but again, EMG is able to play this setup because they know. I mean, Steno is clear up in the offensive side of the halls over there, and the only reason believes there's no threat to the banana bomb site. And right now, PK is not shown any reason that they're going to go there. Although this has worked out in PK's favor, as they've played very aggressive exchanging. Che knows where the bomb is and has Amico in a 1-on-1. So a little bit of an advantage here to Che.
That was a weird battle. I didn't expect them to meet up there, but Che was in the right position. He was an instant replay.
instant replay here of Sinister with a nice little pick of the guys in right here coming up.
Yeah, here's Evo pushing down in the middle, picks up the bomb carrier.
Oh, there it is, back-to-back frags. Nice little play right there as they pushed up in the middle in the exchange of fire there, coming from all different angles. We had so many things going on there. And again, another push. It looks like EMG is just tired of waiting for the action from PK.
Getting a little bored here. And now Che and Asian are pushing out Banana. It's 2-on-1. Last guy with the bomb. Sinister in the halls. He's going into that netted bomb site, and Asian and Che are going to have to go and retake it. This is the one site that you really... I do not like retaking. I'd much rather take the other bomb sites, simply because this one, there's so many different places you can hide in.
I mean, it's a lot easier to check the other bomb site, but I do think that if you have superior numbers or equal numbers, it's better to control the banana bomb site because it's easier to lock it down, less areas to come from. But in a situation like this on a one-on-one, oh, nice little move. Sinister, instead of deciding to plant, actually went on the hunt, forcing them to come to him. And again, he hasn't done it even further. He's not even going after a bomb site. He's actually faking Asian out.
By fragging Che, he made Asian think that he's going to go to this other bomb site. Now, Sinister moved a little... I mean, he has no way of knowing where Asian is, but that play, very smart from Sinister.
This is going to be dangerous, though. I think he's getting a little too aggressive. Sinister is. He's maybe pushing up. He got lucky to get past that U-Haul.
And that's another...
Because Asian was coming around that U-Haul right at that right time. That was a lucky timing right there. Nice pickoff right there.
I got to say that Sinister... That's some of the smartest play I've seen in a while, and that he got
to play with some luck as well.
He got some luck that Asian decided to go U and not through the arch, and that he ran into Che where he did. But if he took what was given to him and made something good out of it.
If Che had gone through the U, it would have been over. He would have lost. Sinister would have lost that. So the little bit of luck there, and he played it well and smart for how Che played it. Was able to outthink him, and he did that.
Well, I mean,
even in the 2-on-1, he played that well.
He played smart in the 2-on-1, and then when he ran into Che, got the frag, he made the most of it, and then took it. But an early pick by Evo is going to change how this round plays out. It kind of takes out that whole dynamic that they had earlier, and the last round I'm going to say is more of a result of EMG's over-aggressiveness than PK's good play.
Either way, PK managed to capitalize on it, so it's just good work by them. Again, 4-on-4 situation right now. Make that a 4-on-3 as CFX picks off one of the members of EMG. Nice pickoffs.
Here's picking off Asian Sinister with Evolution. Now it's a 1-on-4. Nothing with a Galil. Gets 2 frags in a row. Fear and Sinister. It's a 2-on-1 right now. Nothing versus 2 guys from PK.
A save there for EMG. They had Deagle, so it looked like they were in a position where they were getting picked up.
No, Evolution had an op, so I mean, you know.
Oh, well, but it looked like most of the guys have Deagles here, so I don't know.
Oh, nothing with another frag. Now it's a 1-on-1.
Oh, nice job. Nice positioning there. CFX, who's hiding off to the side. Again, so many places to check there for EMG that it's hard to retake that side. He was able to get the first one, but as soon as he did, he gave away his position, and that allowed PK to pick up the victory. 9-5 score right now in favor of EMG, as we've seen quite a few rallies in this one. It's been all stringing together wins. 5 in a row to start for EMG, 3 in a row then for PK, and now EMG stopping a little run there in the last 2 rounds of a 4 straight for EMG. So it's been back and forth runs. It just happens that EMGs have been quite a bit longer.
Yeah. Oh, here they go. Ooh, nice little trying to go for the boost on that light there. And so now
he's up there.
Yeah, he's up on that light pole.
So we have a boost here.
Oh, no, he's not on the light pole. He's on the lip of the roof.
Yeah.
With Deagles. Now they're full saving, it looks like.
Yeah, EMG with the full save here with Deagles and boosting a guy Asian in the banana hallway and now stacking 4 in that main site. PK happens to be going to that main site with all 4 of their guys.
Here is Asian's going to sneak up behind Fear in the middle, and now Miko is...
Oh, we didn't shoot at him. Asian's coming slowly.
He's gonna ninja behind...
Oh, wow. Nice little play with Che, who had a FAMAS, took out 1, an Evolution, and nothing, picking up 2. Asian didn't even get a chance on the flank. Great save round victory right there as they bought everything they could. It wasn't truly a save because it was the last round, but it was still not a full buy.
Yeah, it was definitely not a full buy. And Asian, his ability to kind of sneak in there at the last little bit was gonna say it was pretty huge. Same score as last time, so hopefully PK can string something more together than they were able to do last map.
Well, the sides favor them much more this time. Is the CT side of Inferno tends to be the favored side, but again, it can play fairly even too. So it's not a huge advantage like it would be on Train, where normally the CT side is much better. So EMG right now looking for a live on 3. They want to get this started and try to finish this up so that they can go home and get some rest for tomorrow, as they look very good towards the grand finals that take place tomorrow at 5 o'clock on the East Coast and 2 o'clock on the West Coast.
Yep, so I mean now waiting for them to go live here.
Yeah, ready it up.
Looks like everyone's in the server.
So, out of curiosity, how would you play, if you were PK, how would you play your setup with your 5 guys? Who would you put in Banana? Who would you put in main?
Like we said before, I think Fear should play that site alone or with some distant backup. And EMG's definitely going to hit that Banana early and often, especially like if you're playing a team that you think that you're better than.
Yeah, you just try to get it over.
You go to B, get it over with, and then by going to B, by making B an option, you take everything else off the table. I think that was part of the problem that PK had last half was they just did not go to B, and they let nothing, and they let Asian push up there and get aggressive. And by them being aggressive, they were able to kind of control the flow of the map. They always sell EMG. Hey man,
I think the best thing that EMG or the PK did was that they were able to take enough frags, even on save rounds, to force EMG into save rounds of their own that allowed them to put together some rounds, because this could easily be 13-2 if it hadn't been for how effective PK had been on every round.
Those save rounds not have happened.
It's a good lesson to a lot of teams, because a lot of teams will give up on save rounds and not play hard. And if you don't play hard, you don't take enough guns from the opposing team. When it comes time for you to find the winner round, you don't get that second round to go with because of a save. You're only getting one round, and then they're buying and taking it right back. So good play by PK's allowed them to get an opportunity here in the second half.
Totally agree with you. And here we go. We're going live with PK on CT side and EMG on the terrorist side, the offensive side. And right now, overall score is 10-5 to EMG.
Moving up here, it looks like Steno is playing on the ramp there, the T ramp underneath the ladder, and it looks like CFX is the one that's going to be playing Banana all by himself, at least in this pistol round, as all 4 members of PK that remain are stacked up very close to each other. Fear in the U-Haul, Mika in the small pit, and 2 guys in the U-Haul
definitely set archway. Up in position for this strategy. I mean, this is definitely a counter strat to an EMG's opening pistol round.
Yeah, it looks like they're in good shape, but that's not going to work. If Asian takes out 2 guys, that's not going to be a good start for him. So now it's a 2-on-4 situation, as some good early picks there from Asian really destroyed what was a very solid strat from PK.
It was a very good strategy, just did not execute.
Exactly, and that's a situation we talked about in the pregame. You can have a great strategy, and you can know everything there is to know, but if a player is going to step up like Asian did and get a nice grenade and pick up a Glock kill, it can totally destroy that strategy. So it all comes down to execution at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, if you can totally own that bomb site, there's no point to totally own the Banana site, because now they're really worried about the netted site.
Yep, so we'll see how they come out here. If you're EMG, again, a save round here for PKs. They're going to save, and they probably may try to buy here in the second instead of saving 2. We'll see how they do. If they can get any guns, they should save them. That is PK.
PK picks up the first frag there. XPT gets Che, but nothing answers there in the Banana Hall, and now Fear is going to rotate to Banana as EMG is going there with the bomb.
So again, long distance trying to pick up a frag right there was Fear, and he had no luck. As EMG is all pushing, it looks like the remaining guys, Fear was not joined by any of his teammates. They all ran back the other side, and they're going to pick up a frag on Asian and get a gun. They should save that gun.
Hopefully they do.
Well, they're pushing a little too much for my like. Amico here, still sitting here on the T ramp, probably should just run and get away. Yeah, he is going to push into the hallway here and save his gun. So 3-on-1. 2 members of EMG actually looking for him, and Naz is going to find him, though.
With an MP5, man. I haven't seen one of those in a while. And so now it's 2-0, second half. Favorite EMG overall 12-5.
again, if you are PK, you probably need to save here again if you're going to have any chance of this and come back at it. Not as desperate as it was in the first half, and you were on the offensive side where it's easier to buy that the AK early.
Yeah, they're definitely saving. They're doing a nice corner stack here off the middle, pick it up, and then now they're going to come around the corner after Che. Oh, after they fragged Che, it looked like they were ready to pour around the corner, but now EMG is kind of going back towards the banana site. You're watching Evolution kind of peek in there, and now they're coming in, lighting up XBT in the site. Uh-oh. Lots of frags going back and forth. Excellent saving hold there. And now they're just, now it's a 3-on-2. 4-on-2, excuse me. Bombs down, but PK piling through the back hall with Deagles. It's a 2-on-1.
Nice, they got him picked off, and they're going to get a win here. Nice job by PK on that save. They rotated excellently at the right time.
I think the key to that was that first pick off by Che, and then everyone moving together. And then that frag by XBT and Amico there, that crossfire they had.
Yep.
That was definitely
it. Allowed them to slow it down enough to allow the rest of the PK guys to show up and really take advantage of it with superior numbers. And that proved the tipping point. So good round right there is going to put PK in great shape, as it probably is going to force EMG to save. If not, they'll be in pretty desperate shape if they were to lose. So this is a dangerous round for EMG if they did buy. So it's going to be dangerous.
PK is also doing a triple boost on the left side here of the netted. They're going to run into Fear real quickly, and he takes out 2. And Miko now doesn't have to worry about that side of the map. He only has to worry about Asian and Jay Gilbert, nothing, who are coming down out of the halls. But, wow.
Not able to take care of it. Asian right to the head. And now it looks like we're going to have a 1-on-3 as Asian.
1-on-2. Asian versus CFX and XBT bombed down by the spawn side of netted. And Asian picked up 2 amazing long-distance frags there. And
he's going to get taken from the side here. He looked away right at the wrong time.
That was unlucky.
Yeah, as CFX came up the stairs, able to take him out. And that's a big round, because I think that's going to force EMG to save.
That's definitely a save.
May even force him to save twice.
That was a really great start to that round, too. You see Fear picking up 2 and Sister picking up 1, but this is the turning point right here. 1, 2.
Nice shot right there by Asian. The second one was beautiful. As it's 12 to 6, excuse me.
And Fear is cleaning up on the save round right now.
Yeah, as he cleaned up in the middle, he brushed up the middle, was able to take out a couple of guys there. Now Ches all alone above the ladder with the bomb down. So it looks like PK is going to take their first lead in any individual half of the 4 that we've covered so far. They weren't able to take out. They weren't able to get a lead in either of the first 2 halves of Train, and then obviously got cleaned up in the first half of this one. So now they lead 3-2 in this half, which is a change, as they were able to get that strong save round win in the third round of this half.
All right, and so now EMG is kind of in a rough spot here. They kind of lost the momentum and need to gain it back, because really they were looking like they were going to wrap this one up like they did the first map.
And they chose to buy here, so they don't have a lot of money. If they lose this again, they may be in a tough situation to buy yet again. So this could be a slippery slope for EMG. Obviously, losing a lot of rounds in a row is going to put them in a position where they're going to start getting money from the game. They get more and more money as they lose more consecutive rounds. But I think that in the situation right now, if they were to lose one more, EMG they probably would have to save again. So that could put a win here by PK could put the score at 12-10 fairly quickly.
Here comes Asian pouring out of the hall, getting ready to pour out of the halls, and they're going to collapse on Fear, who is down there in the pit. And they're just going to collapse on this site. Amico is going to hold off and get a frag from the small pit, but
that was a nice play by Steno, but that was a bad death right there. They needed to keep Sinister alive to make it a 3-on-4 situation, an opportunity to retake this. But 2-on-3 now, Amico getting 1, but it's going to make it hard.
They needed to stall that plant in time. XPT is not able to get nothing as he runs into the site there. It's a 1-on-3, and really should have... here's the problem, is that you can run in and you can get that frag and you can open things up and even it up. But by doing that, and if you don't pull that off, you put your other teammate in a hard position to kind of recover from that, and that's what happened right there. Is you just put, Amico in almost a no-win position by running in there.
Yeah. And EMG with a very strong initial take was able to push into the site, take it really quickly, and put PK in a bad situation. And a great nade by Steno was able to take out that last member, which I think was the crucial frag in that round. By taking out Sinister, basically shut the door on PK and retaking that site, and basically put them in that 4-on-2 situation. And
now Nothing is kind of playing with the guys at B. I mean, if he can hold both Fear and CFX over there for kind of a long time, then they're going to be able to have the same kind of success that they had there in the netted site before. And here you see Evolution and the rest of their team pushing up middle. Nothing takes out XPT on that right side.
Nice pick by Sinister there, and another one by Amico in the hallway. So stronger defense here from PK in this site. They've fallen back a little bit. Amico died, but Sinister fell back as he's been joined by Fear in this small pit.
Fear picks off Evolution as he's planting the bomb. And then Sinister takes Asian as he's planting the bomb. Great coverage, covering the bomb site and preventing the bomb plant.
They've over-rotated here, though. They got themselves all three guys. CFX came way too quickly.
Well, they know that he ran all the way over there. So Sinister's on his way back to cover that.
Oh, Sinister should have gotten that frag. He had him set up, but Che was able to outplay him there. Knew he was there, and now CFX is coming around from behind. It's going to come up to Fear here. Oh, Fear needed that frag. He wasn't able to get it.
What is he doing? Oh, he's expecting him to play passive and to check everything, and he planted in front of the box so that he can see it from spawn, and it's going to work.
Super risky.
Are you? Oh,
wow! Unbelievable. That was super risky by
gotta
Che.
Say, that right there is knowing your opponent and knowing how to play.
That was super risky.
See, Fear versus Sinister, I necessarily don't know if that would work. And here you're seeing the plant.
So you can plant the bomb right out in the open. Then he's going to pick up this first frag.
And so that's just knowing how people play.
Huge frag right here on Fear. That was huge because that opened this up. And he made a quick decision right there. He looked back and went, I don't hear him. I'm going to push around. It was a huge risk, but his plant location allowed him to do it. Great play by Chen. You know what? That's some balls of steel right there.
Well, I mean, it's more so. I don't think that would have worked versus a Sinister versus a Fear, but because they're kind of been down that road.
More aggressive players, yeah.
More aggressive players, but more experience. And Evolution.
Quick rush here.
Evolution say, "Excuse me, guys, I'm gonna plant the bomb here."
So 13, now 14-8, and it looks like we're gonna get another win here. Well, never mind. They caught a few frags there and stopped me from saying that. I thought we were going to get a quick round here for EMG as they got in. It is a 3-on-2, now 3-on-1, and an Asian going to pick up the last two as PK was nowhere near getting into that bomb site, making it 15-8 right now. One more round to go, potentially for EMG.
Mm-hmm. So 15-8, one more round here for a win to EMG, and 8 more for
PK. It'd be 8. They need all the rounds. They need all the remaining
rounds to tie.
Yep.
It's been a long.
Already? So Miko picking up. They're in Deagles though. This is going to be very hard to do. EMG picking up that 3 frags there, and now only 2 members remaining for PK. As only 1 player for EMG is dead, and Sinister going to get 1 frag, 2 frags. Nice 2 headshots. The bomb is down. Asian is the only one there, and Evolution coming to join him. But Evolution's going to flank and take out Sinister, and that is a good game for EMG as they pick up the victory and move on to the finals. 16-8 in the second match. Overall 16-5, 16-8 in the 2 maps. 2-0 victory. Inferno and Train. That is all she wrote.
Right. I mean, and you know,
PK.
I think for the first map, Steno played very well. The second map, I'm saying Asian played very well. Che's amazing plant and just kind of feeling out how they were going to play and getting a good idea for how.
So then who's your Gigabyte player of the game?
My Gigabyte player of the game is going to go for Steno. The guy's, the team leader.
I like that one. I think that's a good call.
And he fragged out the first map.
I think so. I think he started the match strong for them. He set the tempo. I think he deserves the nod for player of the game, put this team in the right position. No real standout fragger. I think a lot of good shared
everybody
fragging.
Pretty much carried the load there.
We saw some good flashes from Nothing, some good flashes, but Asian. But you called Nothing the best player in the entire tournament.
Right.
I don't think he was necessarily that in this game. Very good team effort, I would say.
Right.
And I think that's a good sign because I kind of expected Asian to be more of that one guy who kind of tried to carry it all by himself. But a good team play there, and I think that nod to Steno definitely is the right one there. So Gigabyte player of the game to Steno, and looks like we're going to get ready for the next match, right?
Right, the next match coming up is X3O versus EG, so stay tuned, and we'll be back with that in a little bit. But we're going to redo the trivia here real quick in case you missed it the first time. And how this works is you go to KODE5.com on their forums and post in the question number 1 forum thread and answer this question: which Cooler Master chassis was awarded by Maximum PC as the 2007 Dream Machine? And like it says, go there to KODE5 to submit your answer and be
eligible for a prize.
Right at the end, all the correct answers is going to be entered into a drawing, and
but it's each drawing. There's 3 different drawings for each question. Right. So again, we'll be offering 2 more questions, one later today and another one tomorrow. And each question will give you the opportunity to win some prizes. So definitely get your name in all 3 and have the 3 times as many chances to get a win in. And we will wrap it up. We will be back for X3O versus EG coming up next. Again, EG with that stellar new lineup of Magic, Elude, DeBears, Evan, Black Panther against X3O, the number 2 team in the U.S. They got 4 first-place votes in the GotFrag World Rankings. Not World Rankings, excuse me, in the U.S. rankings.
Right.
And number 2 in those rankings, also number 2 in these seeds. So a lot of people thinking that they're a team to beat.
They're the team that EG to beat, and most respect to EG to fall down here to X3O, but... Yeah. It's gonna be good.
I saw on the forums a few people saying EG could win this tournament. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility.
No, definitely not. So you guys are watching the KODE5 USA Finals on GotFrag TV, brought to you by Cooler Master, Gigabyte, and Corsair. And stay with us here on GotFrag TV.
GotFrag TV's coverage of KODE5's US Finals is brought to you by Cooler Master, also by Corsair, with support from Gigabyte, and by LG.